looking back at it now, breaking my leg for the third time was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Tucker, it's great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, not bad at all. Now,
Good.
very busy time for you right now because you're
Yeah.
you're getting ready for C2C, our C2C, but of course the continental C2C has just been going on.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I've been very busy. I was in Berlin, I was in Amsterdam. Now I'm in London in the last like 5 days. We've just been bebopping around, but I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet
I
you
could
are.
use a nap.
Well, I'm a huge fan of naps, so maybe after this, if you want to just roll up in the corner there.
I'm down.
for
Let's
20
do
minutes.
it.
So maybe the Tucker from 4 or 5 years ago, right? When you're starting out and you want to get places and all that. And the Tucker now was talking to him and saying, look, you're going to be in Berlin, you're going to be in Holland, you're going to be in the UK. You probably wouldn't have believed, would you?
Oh, I would have said, you're nuts, man. You're crazy. Absolutely not. But, I mean, even like a year ago, if you were to ask me or tell me that I'd be all these places, I'd be like, no way. There's no way. And because I've always heard about these places and I've always, dreamed about, getting out and traveling. But it's never been like a tangible thing to me, And now I'm here and I'm looking around while we're driving from place to place. I'm like, this is crazy.
And the perception as well, I suppose, from your point of view, is that people in Europe are so far away or maybe not into all of this. And
Yeah.
the opposite is true because we've gone country mad here. There was always a country interest, but in the last 5 years or so, it's absolutely exploded here.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and we get the stars coming all the time. So we're super excited about it. And something like C2C, where they're bringing stars in all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, these are happy days for country music fans here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great for us over in the U.S. too. I mean, because I've grown up listening to country my entire life, and seeing it kind of have its boom over here in London and even in Germany and the Netherlands and all these Australia and all these places. It's cool. Everybody's catching on to the good music, I should say.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the word is spreading for sure.
Yeah.
I was checking up on you a little earlier on. Am I right in thinking that you were set to be a sportsman first of all, and then
Yeah.
an injury effect? This has happened to a number of people.
Yeah.
And then they find that actually a bad thing turns into a good thing.
Yeah.
Because then you find. So why don't you explain what happened to you?
Yeah, I mean, so I grew up playing sports. So I started playing music when I was 11. I started playing piano when I was 11. I'm all self-taught, and guitar and, a little trumpet and like blues band and stuff like that. But I grew up playing sports my entire life. And, I kind of put music down for a little bit to focus on sports during high school. I ended up going to college to play football in Montana and ended up getting injured at the end of my first year. And that was my plan, it was doing great. And, I was already getting some collegiate accolades and stuff like that, but God had another plan, and I couldn't do anything but just to listen and trust. And then I picked up music again, and looking back at it now, breaking my leg for the third time was the best thing that ever happened to me. And because I'm in London now, and this is the coolest thing in the world.
There's a sentence I never thought I'd hear in my life. Breaking my leg for the third time was
Yeah.
the best thing.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Like every once in a while, I'll get to go on stage and somebody will be like, "Oh, I'll break a leg." I'm like, "No, don't tell me that. I might actually do it."
No, literally, I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I've been there. Oh, wow. Now, also, what I'm excited about, not only the big performances on the main stage, but you're playing the CMA Songwriter Series as well.
Yep,
Now,
tonight.
as an artist, I'm curious. The big productions, of course, for the big show. But what about like the stripped down version where you're just going to be, I assume, on the stage on your own and maybe just guitar?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
right?
yeah, just me and guitar.
So what do you prefer then as an artist? Do you prefer that sometimes it's almost more intimate or?
It depends.
Right.
I get more nervous when it comes to the smaller stuff, if I'm being honest. I do love a big stage with all my crew and my band, and I prefer that. But I do love the more sentimental kind of just sitting there picking around, because that's how I started playing, was just sitting around my kitchen table with all my buddies drinking at 3 a.m., and just playing the guitar around the campfire or whatever. And it kind of brings me back to those days, which is nice. But I do love the big stage a little more.
That's interesting. I get what you're saying now. At first, I was thinking, how come? But obviously, you haven't got the rest of the crew with you.
Yeah.
As support almost, you know,
Yeah.
on occasions. Well, as a fan, I sometimes love to hear the songs more organically, like they were created. I guess, you know.
And that's how a lot of the songs are. Is just we write them on a guitar, and then it turns into this whole produced kind of thing. And it's kind of nice just to get back to the day we wrote it. Every once in a while I'll just be sitting there playing the song. I'm like, it takes me right back to sitting in the room with my buddies and writing the song, and it's a cool feeling for sure.
Well, I'm going to experience both. I'm going to see, you at the stripped back version tonight, but then also on the big stage. So I'm looking forward to both as well. Now, it's a big time for you because you've got new music coming along.
I do.
And a new album in a couple of months from now.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, on April 25th, I'm dropping my debut album. Man, it's gonna be crazy. I'm so excited, and I'm so proud of the project as a whole. And I grew up a super album-based listener, so that's the way I wanted to create my albums. Was you listen to it down, everything's super purposeful, everything's going with each other. The way I explain it is like you got a wall, and then you got pins in the wall. And then you got yarn, kind of like a murder mystery scene.
Yeah.
But you got pins on the wall, and the yarn's connecting the pins, and the pins are the songs. And they all connect with each other. And, it's going to be super cool to see the listeners, like, kind of, oh, that song goes with this one. And I know what he's talking about now because I listened to this song. And then it's just like, it's all just like a web. And it's songwriting within songwriting is the way I kind of explain it, which it's cool. I'm super proud of it.
Not all artists do it that way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get the feeling that they've just written random songs and they throw them together. And there's that. But it sounds like that's exactly the opposite of what
100%.
you just described.
Yeah, absolutely.
19 songs on there as well.
19.
Yeah, see, I've done my homework.
Attaboy, yeah.
A little disappointed, though, that you haven't kept the capital letter W at the beginning of all your songs.
Especially with those first three releases was Wind Up, and then What Would You Do? And we had this running joke.
Yeah.
Every song we're going to drop is just a W. And then
Can you imagine?
My last name's Wetmore, so it just fits the narrative. But it was...
You mentioned 17 years into the career, and you're struggling now to
Yeah.
come up with song titles.
I ran out of W words.
Yeah, but it seems to be working for you so far. So it's brilliant, isn't it?
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And also, we were checking, your socials as well just before you came in.
Mm-hmm.
And these days with the fans, they're getting a little extra from artists because you're able to give a little clip of a song there and you're able to share a bit more than we used to get years ago.
Yeah.
Do you thrive off that reaction from the fans as well? Or do you look at their responses to your posts and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I mean, I make music first and foremost as, like my therapy. And I love to create, and I love music. I have since I was, 10 years old. And that's when I fell in love with music. Is my first love. And but at the same time, it doesn't happen without the fans. So I got to see, do you guys like this one, or do you guys not like this one? Or it's a cool way to test songs before actually releasing them. Because if you put a song out there and everyone's like, oh, I hate it, it's terrible, probably not a good idea to release it, Gladly, I haven't had that happen yet, but, knock on wood. But, it's just a cool, test period that, social media makes it super easy to do.
And it makes you think just how blind artists used to play it years ago.
Yeah.
Because there was none of that. And they just released an album and it was kind of potluck. Whereas now at least you've got the benefit of being able to just test the water a little bit.
Absolutely. And on the contrast side of that, I feel like listeners are not falling in love with the music as much because they get so much of it throughout the day, whether it's this artist or that artist. And, I feel like it kind of takes away from the I can't wait for this to come aspect a lot of the time. But it is nice on the other side as well. And I don't know, it's a weird world we live in now.
You're right, because like a lot of things in life, there are two sides to the same thing. You can't have everything, But I guess from music-loving fans, it's a brilliant time for us.
Yeah.
Because we seem to get more from the artists these days. you know, for sure.
Yeah.
Are there any surprises on this album? Because we know some of the songs already, but any collaborations or anything you'd like to share with us? Or
There's no collaborations, so it's
Okay.
all just me.
All just you,
and
yeah.
Yeah, it's that was kind of my intent with this first album. Is I feel like everything happened so fast last year that everybody didn't really get to know me, and they didn't get the chance to. And so I wanted just my debut album to be me and my stories, and this is who I am. And then we'll go, you know, have some pop collabs, or, you know, some other country collabs or whatever. Then we can kind of explore. But I wanted to just solidate like my sound and my story and who I am, and I just wanted to tell that. So.
No, that makes sense, especially with the first album, right?
Yeah, but there definitely is some surprises within there. So,
Okay.
but not in a collab world. Just
What music styles, maybe, or
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but we did get a little weird in the studio some days for sure. But I guess you'll get to know.
We'll find out soon. You've kind
absolutely.
of whet our appetite for that for sure. I've got to ask you as well. Somebody said to me that your family is very important to you, and your mum in particular.
So-
Is there a story when you were going to sign your record deal that you wanted your mum in on, you know, to be there, or
Yeah.
is that right? So
Yeah.
would you tell us that?
Absolutely. So I signed with Universal and Mercury. I want to say 10 months ago, middle of last year, and my mom is. I mean, I wouldn't be here without my mom in a lot of ways, and she's the one that was always pushing me. You should do music. You should do music, and I'm like, Mom, but football, you know.
Yeah.
She's definitely a huge part of my life, and I actually ended up signing my record deal on her birthday. So we were in the Universal Nashville office, and you know, I signed my record deal that day, and we got to celebrate her birthday. So we signed, and then we all sang her happy birthday, and they brought her out a cake, and it was a cool moment. It was really special.
She's going to be at your shows, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And does that make it extra special for you?
Oh, absolutely. And we were in Germany. We were in Berlin a couple days ago, and we were playing the main stage there. And it happened to be National Women's Day, so I got to do like a huge shout out to her, and you know, the whole crowd was cheering for her. It was cool. You know, she's just an angel. She's the best person I've ever met, and you know, any chance I get to, you know, kind of shed a light to that I'm gonna take it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, listen, that's a beautiful little memory to share with us.
Yeah.
And I hope not only you, but also your mum has a brilliant time while you're here in the UK as well.
Oh, we already have. This place is awesome. I love it here.
Oh, brilliant. Well, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you.
Absolutely.
Good luck with all the shows, and I'm really
you.
looking forward to it.
Me too. Thank you, man.